welcome to this special fundraiser event. People have given very generously. We've raised over $1,600 so far, so that's great. And the campaign will be open till the end of the month in case people out there are wanting to give who couldn't come today. So today's class is dedicated to everyone in India who is suffering right now from the effects of COVID, for those who have lost their lives in particular, and the families and friends affected by those losses. And if you in your own circles here, wherever you are in Canada or some of you elsewhere, if you have lost anyone due to COVID or have suffered from this experience, I just want to bring some light on that and bring our thoughts and today in our yoga therapy practice, I'm going to focus on immunity, so a lot of opening poses. So this is for COVID resistance, but also just immunity. So lots of inhale-based practices, holds after inhale. And also we're going to do exhale-based practices for letting go of tension and stress. And there we've got something else coming in. I'm sure we'll have a few more coming at the last minute. So let's take our spots. We're going to do about 30 minutes of standing poses and 30 minutes, not quite 30 minutes, 25 minutes of standing and about 30 of relaxation. If you have a chair or a stool available, that's great. You don't need a yoga mat, but you might like to use one. Some people like to have a couple of yoga blocks to help instead of a chair. So that's an option for you. So I'll just have those nearby. Main thing is have some space to move and comfortable clothes to move in. And my name's Maggie Reagh, in case you don't know me, most of you do. Exhale, bend your knees, feel your feet. Inhale, bringing your arms up. And exhale, long exhale. We're going to be bringing in some neck and shoulder work today as well, as per requested. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now, when you're bringing your arms up, if you feel it's not comfortable, you can stop at any height you like. So you don't have to go all the way up. If it's hurting you, if this hurts your neck, it might feel better to look up or look straight or even down. As I exhale, I'm bending at my knees, moving my feet. Inhale. And last time. Hands at the heart. Inhale, arms to the sides. I'm going to add an Om exhale. You can just listen or join in your choice. As you do this, you can visualize the radiant sun all around you, filling you up with lots of light. Exhale, drawing that energy back to its source at the heart. Now please keep this going your own timing. Your breath rate might be different than mine, and that's completely fine. Two more times. Om. Last time. And just rest. And if there's anything you would like to bring to this class, this event, in terms of prayers, thoughts to India from where this practice originates, just bring that forward right now. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, come up on our toes if that's accessible for you. Otherwise, you can keep down on your heels. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to one side. I haven't done this in a while, but I did this in my practice today. I thought this would be fun to bring in. This is actually wonderful for neck and shoulders. I've been remembering these rotations of the thoracic spine. They're wonderful just to get the upper back moving, neck and shoulders. Now, as I do this, I'm trying to keep my hips stable as if I'm sitting in a chair, and I actually bend my knees to help myself do this. You can do this with straight legs. And you know from science that thoracic movement helps with pain and stress resilience. And in particular, this is helpful for neck and shoulders, but the whole system is actually affected when we move the upper body, neck and shoulders. Just gives us more resilience. So that's always a good thing during challenging times. As you exhale, draw that belly in if you can. And you could do this seated at a chair anytime. And the pose I'm doing, Tadasana, is a pose that you could spend an entire class on. There's so many things you can do with this pose. We're going to do a few today because it is one of my favorite poses. All right, now we're going to do some side bends. So you can come up on the toes for this. I'm going to not show that part. Inhale, arms coming up. And exhale, you're going to bring one arm down and the other comes to the side. In this variation, I seem to be very much in Chennai, India today. I'm teaching lots of things that my teachers in Chennai would teach, which I have to say is very appropriate on this day. Now, I will show a variation that's a little harder if you like. As you inhale, you can come up onto the toes. And then exhale, try to keep that balance as long as you can, and then come down and stick the opposite hip out. Makes it a bit more fun. And again, if this height of arms doesn't work for you, just get rid of the arms and move the torso without the arms, or lower the arms. So you could have the arms, for example, at shoulder height and do something like this, if that feels better for you. Now, you might be at a point you might want to stay on one side. So feel free to do that. If that's feeling good, you could bring the hands together. That makes it more intense. You could hold opposite elbows. You could hold your top wrist. You could cross that outer foot on top to get more into the hips. So some of you mentioned the hips today. lower back. Especially during COVID, upper back, neck and shoulders and hips, lower back seem to be quite an issue. Inhale. Exhale, just take a break. You might find your breath rate's up a bit, having just done that. Inhale, arms up. If you like, you can come up on the toes, just for fun. Exhale, other side, trying to keep that balance, draw the belly in, work your core. Just stay like this. Bring your hands together if you like. And if you like, you can cross that foot over either foot. You can try. I like the same foot as the side I'm on so that I get into this hip. So play with your arms to comfort, holding opposite elbows. I'm seeing some variations. That's great. That's the heart of yoga therapy, is adapting the practice to you. When you're ready, coming out of it. And exhale, center. And just come back to that sama, that balance. So working with immunity today, we want to work a lot with the thoracic spine, the rib cage, the lungs. We want to bring prana or energy into the lungs. We're moving to Trikonasana. So the feet are in a triangle, the legs are in a triangle, feet parallel. Turn one foot out and the other one in. You can go towards a chair or just go on your legs. So I'm just going to show the beginning of the pose, which is aligning the shoulders. So you do that as you exhale, draw the belly in, inhale up. Adding the arms if you like. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, extending nice and long. And finding your place. Inhale, coming up. Just getting into the side body. Exhale. Inhale. So I'm just working a lot on the upper back, neck, and shoulders. This also gets into the hips as we go down. Now, we've done that around 4 times. We're going to stay in the pose if that's comfortable. You can hold on to your shin. You could hold on to a chair. Or balance. Use your core. And just breathe here. You might go a little more deeply into it. You might be really feeling it in that QL area in the hip, lower back, quadratus lumborum. It can get really tight from too much Zoom sitting. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, just take a break in the center, feet parallel. Other side. Inhale, arms, shoulder height. Exhale, finding your triangle, stretching way to the side. You can look straight down or up. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, side. Draw the belly in as you do this. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Doing this around 4 times dynamically. And just staying here and breathing. If it's not comfortable to stay, keep it moving up and down. So again, you can hold on to that shin. You could hold on to a table or a ledge like I have here. Chair. Draw that belly and try to keep the shoulders aligned. So the beginning of the pose is that alignment of the shoulders. Keep drawing your belly in. Feel that stretch maybe in the hip, QL area. Let the rib cage open. Use that core strength. Hold you in space. Inhale, coming up. Feet parallel. Exhale, release. Bring your feet hip width apart. And let's just take a pause of Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, arms coming up. We're going to do an exhale of an Om. Inhale, coming up. Now, if you have blood pressure issues, eye issues, you can do this at a chair or a bench. And keep the head up so that the head's not going below the heart. Inhale. So that's an option. It also can help with lower back issues. So your choice. See which one feels better. Next one, we're going to do Om Namo. Namo is like saying namaste. I surrender, I let go. Not me. Om Namo. So this is for relaxation, letting go of tension in the head, in the heart, in the body. Om Namo. We're going to add one more krama or step. Om Namo Namaḥ. You can just listen if all the Sanskrit is confusing. Om Namo Namaḥ. Inhale. Om Namo Namaḥ. And just stay at the bottom now. You could again be at a chair or a bench. This variation with long arms can be really nice for neck and shoulders. You can also add some movement. Inhale, look up. Exhale, draw back, and you can even bend your knees and feel like someone's holding your hips, drawing them back. You might have had a teacher do that before. Inhale up. It's one of my favorite variations for just working with thoracic mobility, movement of the upper back, neck and shoulders. You can do this on the floor. You can also do it with blocks, holding on to blocks. Just keep that going. I'm going to show with the blocks in case some of you have got some blocks that you're working with. And you can always bend your knees as you do that exhale, just to get the belly to the thighs. So props are, as they suggest in the name, they're props. Eventually, you get rid of them. And then when you're ready, just stay in your final expression of the pose. And just rest. What is your best version of Uttanasana today? Is it with blocks, chair? Is it sitting in a chair? It's another wonderful variation. You just sit down and hang forward. Each one is very different. Which one would you like to do today? Pick your medicine. When you're ready, coming up. All right, we're going to do some more inhale poses and then counter them with the exhale, letting go. So we're going to do warrior. I'm going to face the bench so that I have that as an option for a forward bend. So you start with your feet together. Turn one foot out, the other comes forward. Finding a stance, a length that works for you, a width that works for you. And when you're ready, inhale, bring your arms to the sides, wonderful variation of warrior with the arms to the side. Hold after inhale. And exhale, come into a forward bend, and again, you could have your hands on a bench or a chair or on the floor. Inhale, coming up. Hold after inhale. And exhale forward. Inhale up. Doing this 3, 4 to 6 times. Holding after inhale. Filling up the lungs with energy. Exhale. Pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Everything draws up from the bottom to the top. At this point, you might want to stay in the pose. Again, when you stay, do you want your head higher than your heart for any reason? Blood pressure, for example, dizziness, pressure in the eyes. You've been told by your doctor not to bring your head lower than your heart. Osteoporosis, just adapting for any of those needs you might have. Otherwise, going into the classical pose. And have your hands on blocks as well. And just stay here and breathe. Those forward bend poses are the poses of letting go. Very helpful for anxiety, stress, feeling ungrounded. When you're ready, just gradually coming up. We're going to step forward just to make it a little easier today. After staying in a pose, just come out of it very slowly. It's like diving deeply, if you've ever had that experience. You want to come out slowly. And just back to center in your nervous system, your awareness. We're going to do the other side. Feet together, turning one foot out, the other forward. Inhale, arms to the sides. Holding after inhale. And exhale, forward bend. Again, you can reach for chair, blocks, the floor. Inhale, coming up, arms to the side, hold after inhale. Please do this in your own time. And that hold can be short or longer. And exhale. Having done this 4 to 6 times, consider staying in the pose. Again, you have your hands on a chair, bench, stool. You might like to stretch your arms nice and long. You might like to have your forehead on the seat. Or hands down. Hands could be on blocks, on the floor. Settle into the pose. Parshva Uttanasana, one side at forward bend. And just feel the relaxation from that. You're ready, stepping forward, coming up very slowly. Halfway up, inhale, exhale, stay. Inhale the rest of the way up. Notice the change in blood pressure. Might be a little dizzy, just take a moment. And your feet might be starting to feel quite heavy at this point as you ground your energy, literally, by down regulating the nervous system, moving into relaxation response. And in yoga and in life, we want that balance between being awake and being relaxed. So I like to call it relaxed attention. And we are usually in our optimal state when we're in that balance. Not too tight, not too loose, just right. Relaxed attention. Attentive without being tense, and relaxed without being lazy. So notice if you're starting to feel that way. And we're going to keep it going so that you have some more experiences. I'm going to go a little longer with the standing poses because you've probably been sitting for a while today if you've been working at a computer. So a little bit longer. We're going to do a rotated twist. So inhale, we're going to start nice and simple. I'm just going to start, inhale, arms, center, exhale, bring your hands to the side, track your back, middle finger, try to keep your hips forward, that's your exhale. Inhale, center. It's also a great eye exercise. Exhale, the other side. So I'm looking at my back hand, the middle finger, and I'm tracking that, drawing my belly in. Inhale. Exhale, twist. It's very simple. We're going to step it up in a minute. Pausing between each inhale, each exhale. Now the next one, inhale, arms center. Exhale, let's just see if you can twist a little bit to one side and align your shoulders. Inhale, center. Some of you might go down further right away, but I encourage you to keep above the knee because that way it's going to keep in your upper back, neck, and shoulders. And this movement is about stress resilience, pain resilience, letting go of tension. All the exhale poses of yoga are generally doing those things. The inhale poses are about giving us energy, vitality. Let's go down a little further if we can. This one is particularly working now towards twisting the belly. So as you go down further, the gut is going to start to twist. And this is good for eliminating the the toxins we hold on to, the undigested food, or the eliminated wastes of digestion. Now you can add that top arm if you want. I'm keeping mine bent, but you could add it and go down further still. You could do this by bending one knee that you're going towards. And you might do that more for your hips. For those of you who want to work with your hips, you could bend the knee that you're moving towards. You might go to the floor. And you might have a chair in front of you and do this with the chair in front of you. Trikonasana Parivrtti. I'm now going to do it with straight legs. This is tough, be careful. It's quite strong. I'm trying to keep my hips square. Inhale, de-rotate, exhale, rotate from the bottom up. You can take a pause after left and right, but we're just going to keep going side to side to bring in rhythmic movement. This rhythmic movement builds stress resilience. It's supposed to be very good for the brain. Dancing, walking, bilateral movement, rhythmic movement. Now, if you like adding a hold after exhale, draw the belly in and hold after exhale. Inhale. In terms of the head, you can look down if it hurts your neck. You can look straight in front of you, or you can try looking up. Be careful, it's a lot, it's a big rotation. And last one, I seem to want to do this all day, so at some point I guess we should stop. One of my favorite poses, and it's a pose I learned directly from Mr. Desikachar, Chennai, India. So I always think of him. It was given to me in my first practice in 2002. All right, we're going to do, as a counter pose, a squat. Now, a lot of my students are doing a lot of gardening these days, and I know you need to squat a lot for gardening. So this chair we have, we're going to start with the chair. Inhale, arms to the side. Exhale, now make sure you're not going to miss the chair. Have a look at it. And it's not going to tip. Sit down and inhale, come up. Exhale, feel like you're hugging a tree. And as I hug those trees, I always acknowledge the lands that I am on, the sacred lands of the Salish peoples here in British Columbia. I'm on seashell land here in Garden Bay, and just take a moment, usually once in my practice, just to honor this land. That is meaningful for you. You may do that now. Now you can do this without the chair. Katasana is a variation. Hugging the tree. Bend the knees a lot. Feel those feet. If you want to go into full squat, go for it. I'm not going to show that today. This is great for the hips. Stabilizes the hips. It brings balance to the hips. It's excellent for letting go. Just keep that going. I'm just going to see here. See that we're not plugged in. So I'm just going to make sure we are. There we go. You can do this with the chair in front of you too. You can actually go to that. And just finishing up, really rounding the spine as you do that. And notice how you feel. All right, now we are going to come down to the floor and do some nice stretches and a little bit of strength work, of course. So I'm just going to angle my camera down so you can see me better. All right. That should give you a pretty good view. Okay. All right, so lying down, you can be on a yoga mat, carpet. I like my bare floor, but I was a modern dancer and I spent many years on floors, so I think that's why I like the bare floor. That is not normal. So feel free to put a mat under you. Be comfortable. And from there, let's just go right into a twist side to side with the hips. And this is a very simple pose. If you bring the feet really wide, if you have a yoga mat as wide as your mat or even wider, you might feel a bit more. As you exhale, see if you can bring both knees down without hurting your knees. So any pain in the knees, you want to avoid that. Just targeting the hips. And the hands can be any height. They can be low, the palms can be down, they can be up. So arms any height that feels good for you. We don't tend to move the head in this position just because it can be a little bit unstable for the neck. We twist once we're in the position. So if you'd like to stay now and maybe turn your head the opposite way to your knees. Just see how that feels. You might need a blanket or prop under your head. Just stay here and breathe. Inhale, center. As soon as you lie down, we know from science that as soon as you lie down, your nervous system down regulates. You start to relax. So just by the position of your body, you can adjust how your body feels and how your mind feels in response. The other side, perhaps turning your head the opposite way to the knees. As you do that, you want to turn the head and then bring the back of the head back so that your top of your head is aligned with the base of your spine. Notice where you're feeling this. Is it in the thighs, the hips, lower back, even upper back? Focus on your exhale. This is an exhale pose. Pose for relaxation, letting go. Letting go of stress, tension, and landing in that sweet place of relaxed attention, right in the middle, where you feel awake yet relaxed. Knees to the center, just rest for a moment here, knees apart or knees towards each other, feet wide. And just do some long exhales. If you like, you can have your hands on your belly. Another thing that would be very helpful, sorry, I should have my props a little closer to me, is you can put a block on your belly, and this can be a pillow, right? If you don't have a yoga block, you just put a pillow on your belly. Just feel that belly rise and fall. It's kind of simple but effective. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Wherever you are around the world, we have people joining us from Canada, from Taiwan, from the States. Inhale, let, exhale, go. And when you're ready, we're going to exhale, bring your knees towards your chest, drawing the belly in. Feel free to put a pillow underneath your lower back if this feels challenging. You can also hold the backs of your knees, especially if you have problems in your knees. This can be a better variation. And you can use your hands to draw in, or if possible, just use your lower abdominals and your pelvic floor to draw your legs in. So you can leave your hands by the sides and just work on that, this core stability. But this pose, Apanasana, it's about grounding Apana, finding the ground, the Apana Vayu, the downward flow of grounding energy. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Draw everything in and up. Hold. Inhale. These are kramas, or steps with the breath. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Everything in and up. Hold. Also excellent for stretching the lower back. Last time. Pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Draw everything in and up. Hold. Inhale, legs up, arms up. Exhale, knees in, but before we do that, if it's comfortable, touch those toes to the ground and then draw the knees in. Just get a little bit of core work. Most of us like to work with that core strength because it's so important for stability of the body, strong center, but also emotionally. So very helpful just to really work these lower three chakras or areas from the pelvic floor to the belly button. Will make you feel more stable, more grounded, more embodied. If you run out of breath, don't worry, just draw your knees in on that hold. Now the harder, if you want to make it harder, you can make your lever a little longer by making those legs longer away from you as you go in and out. So you can add more weight. Now, if your hip flexors are starting to bother you, that means your core isn't working, and even for the strongest of us, that can happen. So just make the pose smaller if you're starting to get a little tight in there. Last time, that's happening to me today, I'm not sure why. So sometimes it's just the raw muscle fires. That's okay. Everything's just fine. Just hug your knees into your chest and rest. Just rest. That pose wonderful for the lower back. For the knees. Right. So we're going to do some more windshield wipers as a counter, but different variation. So feet wide, inhale center, exhale, bring one knee down, the other knee stays up. Inhale center, exhale, other knee down. So one side up and the other down. It's a little unusual, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Inhale center and exhale. One knee down and the other stays up. I know some of you here today have tight thighs, and this is for you. And just finishing up. Just rest, feet wide, knees in, just rest. Going to move into bridge pose. This is going to be our inhale pose for our supine sequence. We're going to actually probably have time for a couple. And this is for building energy, or what we call pramana. So expanding, building energy. This is about immunity, expanding the rib cage, expanding the heart. And of course, it also strengthens the back and the legs. Inhale, you're going to lift your hips up and bring your arms overhead. This also nicely works with neck and shoulders. I want you to exhale, stay here. And then on the hold after exhale, I want you to roll down. So when that happens, you probably have a big suction happening. That's to clean out your gut. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, stay. Hold your belly in. Hold your breath after exhale and roll your spine down. Stretch your hands up. This will also stretch your whole back and release. This is too much. Just inhale up, exhale down is just fine. So this is working everything you asked for today. Exhale, stay. Hold after exhale and roll the spine down. Such a beautiful stretch on the spine. Inhale up. Exhale, stay. Hold after exhale, roll the spine down, one vertebrae at a time. Now the next time we're going to come up, leave your arms at the side. I like to have my palms facing up, but you can have them down, depends on your shoulders. Inhale, lift the hips up, and you might want to walk your feet in a bit. Lift them up, exhale, stay. Inhale, lift up higher. Now, if you like, you can come on to the toes. Come up higher, you don't have to do this. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, stay, lift higher. Hold after inhale. And exhale down. We're going to do that again. So part of this is to do with the back and hips, and the other is about the rib cage, bringing in that inhale, immunity. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lifting higher. I'm tucking the shoulders under. I'm up on my toes to help lift higher. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, lift higher still. Now hold after inhale. Build your energy. And exhale, come down. So try again. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Inhale, up on the toes, lift higher. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, lift higher. Hold after inhale. Exhale down. And rest. Wide angle the knees in, rest. Let the breath come back to neutral. If you need more of a counter, feel free to bring your knees to your chest. Otherwise, we're going to go right onto our bellies. Just going to check our time. We're good. I'm going to do a short relaxation today. This is a small class, so I'm going to try to keep you in your body a little longer. So last series. So Bhujangasana Cobra. This pose strengthens the back. Inhale, you're going to lift the chest. I've got my feet against the wall so that I can also use my legs by straightening them. Hands under the shoulders. Keep that chin in and lift the chest. I'm also straightening my legs, so I'm working my lower back. That's optional. Exhale, release. Turn the head to one side and just keep it center. Now the hands can be more forward if you prefer. You can also have a blanket pillow under the belly. Inhale, stand through those legs, lift the chest, draw the shoulders down, keep the chin in, hold after inhale. 1, 2, exhale, release. Inhale, coming up. Hold. 1, 2, exhale down. Let's do a hold of 3 now. Building energy, building immunity, building prana. Chin in, hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. This is also wonderful for the lower back and the upper back. The glutes, strengthens the back of the hips. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And now I'm going to have you come into child's pose. So inhale in your cobra, come back. Go into your child's pose, whatever variation works for you. You can also bring your knees apart. You can have your hands forward or back. Forward is more stretching the upper back. Hands back might go more into your lower back stretching. And when you feel ready, you can lie on the floor, and if you have a chair or a couch, one of the great advantages of you all being at home is you've got all these great props right in your house. Put your feet up. End of the day, just a slight inversion. We're just going to end here. And as you relax there, I'm going to chant for you. About the moon. This is a mantra to bring in moon energy, and moon energy is about immunity, soma, vitality, while keeping the mind very calm and clear. As you lie there, if you like, you can visualize a full moon shining above you. You're resting in its soft light. Śrīm. Somāya Namaḥ. Om Śrīm. Somāya Namaḥ. Om Śrīm. Somāya Namaḥ. Om Śrīm. Somāya Namaḥ. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. May everyone, everywhere, experience joy, find comfort, may healing be brought to India for those who are suffering. May resources be brought to lessen the suffering. Special remembrance to one of my teachers who has passed from this horrible situation. Srimati Radha Sundararajan, just sending her a prayer and her family and the many, many others suffering. May we who are more resourced, may we help through our prayers, through our thoughts, through our resources. Namaste. Namaskaram. Thank you very much for coming.